webcams. Hate. By the way, we are now changing our the title of the webcast of the podcast to the Haters Ball.
Vaguely hateful.
let your hate flag fly.
Inconsistent hate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hatefully inconsistent.
Yeah. 1 week we hate it, the next week we love it.
Yep.
Well, yeah.
All right,
That's
boys.
like me watching a TV show or a movie the second time.
Yeah.
Like, Lewis, shut up. Watch it a second time, then come back and talk.
Right.
Yeah. I hated that shit next week. Oh, never mind. I see what you guys were saying.
I saw it the second time. This is way better. This is great. Solo. Oh my God. That is so
Happy
true.
birthday, Solo, by the way. May 25th.
Also on the list to go to Jedi and New Hope. Yep.
Happy birthday, New Hope. Happy birthday, my baby Bronco. Yep. I bought it a year ago today. What's up?
Props.
I have Lou's favorite Star Wars shirt on.
Oh my God. One time, man. I gave it one time. I couldn't do it. These fucking good guys.
It's even black. And he still couldn't do it.
Mine was, no, it was brown. It was brown. Mine was brown.
Mine's
the
black.
one from Celebration?
Yeah, that's this one.
It was brown. Mine was brown. The Obi one?
Yeah.
That came with the pins or whatever, or we got.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if it came with a pin or not, but we got it.
It was for
okay. The Road to Celebration, right?
Crosshair.
Yeah, and I was like, but mine was brown, and I wore it once, and I never wore it again.
No, this is Heroes and Villains, dude. Totally black.
Was it? Oh, it was the exclusive. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. It was the exclusive. Because there was a Celebration.
There is a brown one.
Too.
I think that's
that one.
The Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett one, I think.
Oh, and that's the one I'm talking about. I did not get the black one from Heroes and Villains.
I did with Obi-Wan on it.
No, I didn't. I got the brown one from the Road to Celebration.
I really hate being in the middle of this argument.
What'd you buy to get Crosshair then?
Do what?
What'd you buy to get Crosshair then?
Something else. So I think I bought. No. It wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. I bought it for a girl. But whatever it was.
Old girl or old girl?
Yeah, 21. It was summer 21. We started smashing. So.
and then I started buying her shirts I would never wear myself.
Well, I needed the pin.
That's how you know it's
what are you gonna do?
They didn't have anything I wanted at a decent price. I was just trying to minimize the price to get the pin. And it was around the same time of the that Road to Celebration one. But yeah, the Road to, I remember it was brown, and I think I gave that to her too because I was like,
And the brown. So you gave her the brown and then the brown.
I gave her the brown. I gave her the brown, then gave her the brown, sometimes in the brown. You know, that's how it goes.
I'm just gonna start calling you UPS, Lou.
Right? For real. What can I do for you?
That involves myself.
But yeah, but the black one, I definitely did not get that one because I only had to give away one shirt, and it was the brown one. And I don't remember what I actually purchased, but I know it wasn't for me at Heroes and Villains. There's nothing I actually wanted. Like that Sith shirt from back in the day at Comic-Con. Mm-hmm. That's been my favorite. So I still have that one. That one's my favorite in the rotation. But honestly, dude, I actually haven't been back there in a minute to actually pay attention. Like last year, I really didn't pay attention to Heroes and Villains last year. But they have good shit.
They do.
I just didn't bother.
Yeah.
And then didn't you get and then lose a bucket hat from them?
Mm-hmm.
It was like you got it. You lost it at Disney? Was that where it was?
Disney World, yeah. And then I bought another one to replace it, and I can't find it now.
Oh, shit.
Very weird. I am not meant to have a Bad Batch hat.
What? No, it's funny that you mentioned you lost it at Disney. That's right where we're segueing into. How about that?
This is true.
Hey.
That's how we roll. Shit worked out.
Yep. See, we're vague and consistent.
All right, so I'm already home at this point.
Yep.
And
you're home, chilling.
You guys, yeah.
We did the Shibuya, Ueno, we did all that, and then we
was on the Tuesday.
Out.
That was the Tuesday that I left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tuesday you left was Ueno Park, and then the Wednesday was Shibuya, and then that was when we talked about going to the Disney, checking in the Disney hotel and having dinner. And then now we get into Thursday, Friday, which was Disneyland, Disney, and then Tokyo Sea.
All right,
So
hit
we
me.
stayed at the Disneyland Hotel. Way upgrade from that other room we had for the rest of the week. There was space, you could stretch out. You had room for your suitcases.
The bathroom was the jam. Shower closet, separate toilet area from everything else. The sink area. The
we should have
bathroom
stayed
was
there all
probably
week.
3 times. We tried to, remember?
We did.
They said the limit was 5 days. You couldn't do more than 5 days.
That's
which
weird.
is stupid to me. Yeah, which is stupid to me.
We don't want your money.
You don't want my money for
who cares how long
days?
you stayed? Yeah, who cares how long you stayed?
You could have just probably made 2 reservations though.
Oh, for sure.
Very likely.
We thought about it.
Next time it's in Tokyo, 100%.
It's like Jack's gonna have 5 days. Stacy's gonna have 5. Oops, edit that out. Gonna have 5 days. I'm gonna have 5
Jack's
days.
Old girl.
Duke's
because he was hitting that in 21 as well.
Jack.
Both kids were born then. It stopped after that.
The hitting it was over. It was done.
You're done.
All right, so you Disneyland Hotel.
Very nice. The lobby, awesome. Outside they had topiaries, and so they were Disney characters. They lit them up like the electric light parade. Very cool.
How is
so I'm about to say, man, don't make people go Google topiary. They won't know how to spell it.
Sculptures made out of bushes.
I only think of that makes me think of that makes me think of what we do in the shadows and Laszlo's topiary garden that were all a bunch of just vaginas.
Missed that show.
Yeah. So, how would you compare the Disney hotel in Tokyo versus the one in Anaheim?
Oh, I forgot you've done that one too. Yeah.
Similar. I mean, I wouldn't be mad seeing either one. The one in Anaheim probably a little more upscale. And this one was nice though. Like I said, there was room, there were 2 beds, and then 2 couches.
Dude, there were like 4 beds with those couches because those couches turned into beds.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, we had more than enough space. The girls didn't have to sleep together. They were kind of happy about that.
And you guys had 2 rooms. Lou, you were by yourself. And then,
he was next door.
You know what's weird though? They didn't like have variety of rooms. My room was the same as their room. I also had 2 beds and the 2 couch beds and all that. So I will admit, cool. I liked it.
The murals on the wall and everything were cool. So we got up early. We had the Disney buffet that we've talked about before with the runny eggs and the Salisbury steak for our little crackers.
But this wasn't the character breakfast. This was just the regular buffet.
No. Yeah, it's just a buffet in the hotel. And they only have breakfast buffet. There's no food at the hotel otherwise.
Unless you go to the convenience store in the hotel.
Yes. Unless you go to the Kobeni and get Lou's tuna sandwich, mustard.
Tuna mayo, baby. I had that for lunch. I had that for lunch yesterday. Not even gonna lie. Walked out there, a group of us, and I had me some onigiri.
So we got up early enough. We got food. Took the bus over to Disneyland.
And they had magic hours, right? Because you were staying
15 minutes early.
Magic 15 minutes. Magic quarter hour.
That doesn't seem like a lot.
You know what though? It was useful because it was packed. So
we got there. Security was fine. It was about the same as Disney. Disney at home, I should say. We just chilled outside.
Disney
went to the bathroom. I just hung out. They started letting us in. It went in fairly quick. I think once it opened, we got in. We hauled out.
Did we go straight to Beauty and the Beast? Yeah, we went straight to Beauty and the Beast,
which is amazing. It's too
bad
that
was a show.
Ride. It was a ride.
It was a ride.
It's too bad it was our first ride because that shit was downhill from there.
Because
that ride
was
amazing.
The Beauty and the Beast in Anaheim is a show, right? Or was a show?
I thought it was Disney. I thought Disney World had Beauty and the Beast.
I don't think they have Beauty and the Beast the ride. I think it's a show. But
yeah, they have like different kind of.
I could have swore you said that they had it at Disney World, but you expected the animatronics to be better in Tokyo, or am I thinking of a different ride?
You're thinking of Frozen.
Okay.
But I think in the middle of Fantasyland at Disney Anaheim, there's a Beauty and the Beast.
There's if you're looking at the castle in Anaheim to the left, where we got those pretzels last time when all of us went, there's a little like stage and they'll do plays over there. So sometimes Rapunzel, Beauty and the Beast, whatever. But no, this was a ride. So it's a second castle inside Disneyland. It's Beast Castle, like fully built up and everything. The outside queue was amazing. There was fog coming off of the moat. You go inside, you walk through Beast Castle, and everything's
and it's all
like
the animated stuff, right? Like not the live action.
Yes, yeah. No Hermione. But all the characters, they're pretending that they're not real. Like the Ottoman, his tail wags. Like once in a while you'll catch it.
I forgot. Walking through
or
the
like
queue.
Lumiere and Cogsworth are there, but they're like faking it a little bit. So then you go in and you go into like the main entryway, and then a bunch of Japanese stuff starts. Yeah, they start telling the story in Japanese. Thankfully, I've seen the movie a million times, so I know what's up. But even then, they have animatronics come out, and they're freaking amazing. Just like the way they move and everything. Like first Belle comes out, and then the Beast comes out, and they're both up on top of balconies. And they disappear. So then you go through like
similar to Hondo
area.
At
It's about on that level of
but animated, right? Like animated versions of
yeah. They look like the cartoon characters. So then you go like through the servant quarters, and nobody's faking it no more. Mrs. Potts is giving Chip a bath, and Lumiere and Cogsworth are talking in the hallway. There's like a shadow of the Beast that comes by and screams at everyone because he's angry and pissed off. Then they load you into these teacups. The best way to describe it's a trackless thing. It's like Rise of the Resistance. But this part is
the teacups are
huge.
In the teacups, are you facing away or are you sitting in a circle? Like
everybody's facing forward.
Okay.
It's like two semicircles.
Okay.
There's like a room for 4 people and then 5 behind.
Okay.
But yeah, it's trackless like Rise of the Resistance or
the Runaway Railroad.
Yeah.
I was thinking of the Luigi's dance thing.
Yep, that too.
Yeah. I think
Ratatouille at Disney World.
Like the first...
Yeah, Luigi's like one of the first ones that did that. But yeah, just going through the story and the different animatronics. I think the first thing you do is dinner. Be our guest. Amazing. Just if the ride ended there, you'd be fine.
You're good. Yeah, you would have been very happy.
But then they go to storming the castle when Gaston and them come and they storm the castle. Belle's crying over the Beast, and he turns into the prince. Like, you know how they do the trick, but it's still amazing to see.
To watch it, though, was unreal.
And then you go to the dance, into the
and
basically the final.
Yeah,
because they skipped the first.
Exactly, they skipped the first dance, so you're still in the big ballroom, but everybody's human. And I swear that French maid kept eyeballing me.
She totally did. I saw it.
Yeah. But no, so we're like, dang, I don't know how it's going to get better than that. And honestly, it didn't.
It didn't. That was the best ride.
We went after that. I think we started doing our lightning lanes.
Yeah. It was whatever we would do from there. Is whatever was available. Like who got the shortest line to where we were.
Yeah. So we would put in the lightning lane, and then we're like, okay, well, this one's short. So like we did Big Thunder Mountain, similar to ours. It seemed like a mix of Anaheim and Orlando, just like with the way the queue is, where the tracks were run. We did Star Tours. I think that was the second or third thing we did with Star Tours.
I was going to say, I think it was the second.
Because that's when we learned how to use the disability pass.
Yes.
Those were Star Tours.
Because they walked us to the back, remember? Yeah. The other entrance?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time. That was the second.
Did you have to do all the bullshit that you have to do in Anaheim now to get the accessibility stuff?
We
did it before you left, though, right?
No, so in Florida, Universal Disney out there, they have this other program. It's like a database where if you need like those kind of accommodations, you upload like their education plans, their doctor stuff and everything. So we brought that with us because in Japan they want medical certificates, and obviously we don't have that shit here, right? Doctor doesn't say, here's your medical certificate because you have fucking autism or cerebral palsy or whatever. We don't do that here. So we brought that, and it went okay at Disneyland. DisneySea they seemed a little more resistant to it. They eventually gave it to us. But Disneyland, no, they looked at it. They're like, "Oh yeah, we use this all the time." And said, "Cool." They added it to her pass, so we were good after that.
Yeah, and they don't have the limit of 4 people there either, so all of us were
it was just your party.
Yeah.
So we did Star Tours. It was the same as ours.
But Japanese, or was it in English?
Yeah. No, it was Japanese.
No, Japanese.
Nice.
Shit, what did we get?
So it was different in that you knew all the stuff they were saying, because we've all done Star Tours 5 million times too.
Exactly.
So, but I'm sure hearing it in a different language was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got an Imperial droid.
Yeah, what was your what were your parts?
I know we ended on Purgles. Our mid message was, I want to say Ahsoka.
Was it? Yeah, was it G? Yeah, I think it was Ahsoka.
Did you get Boba Fett or Vader to start?
No, it's just the droids.
The droid.
It's the droid. Okay.
Yeah.
It was okay.
What was our first one? I think it was Hoth.
I like the Hoth one.
I feel like it was Hoth.
I think it was.
I feel like it was Hoth. But hey, you know what? It was different than it's been at Disneyland for a while, because Disneyland's always been, for the last year, just the same old...
Same BS.
Ugh.
I still can't believe they haven't mixed that up.
They
are now.
They have now.
When this season of the Force started, when we went the first day, it was different finally. I think we still ended with Purgles, though.
Freaking years. Like, good lord.
Yeah.
They just want to market
Purgles and all that, but let's go back to some of the other stuff.
They're trying to market it for their bullshit shows that are coming out, and it's like, all you're going to do is kill it.
Right. Well, these shows are over. So let's go back to everything else and mix it up again.
Well, and I think you could still do a split where you could have it be 45 Purgles, 10 this, 10 Naboo, 10...
No, it needs to be all random.
But my point is, if you want to push the show, there's other ways to handle it instead of just making it one the whole time.
Oh, I agree. My point was they shouldn't be pushing the show. That's what my point was. But if they are going to push it, then yeah, sure.
Because I like when it ends on Galaxy's Edge. There's one ending where you land on Batuu, which is super cool because now you can walk over there. So we did that. They had a Monsters ride that we don't have here.
Oh yeah,
what's different between the
we had the gun for that one.
Okay.
Yeah, so we had like a flashlight, and we had to like find all the monsters or the booze or something.
Yeah, you like put the flashlight on the helmets that are around, and shit would pop out and everything. It was kind of cool.
Yeah.
So similar to like Toy Story Mania.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool. It's good that it's not just the same standard Monsters ride like we have here.
Yeah. Well, we're supposed to be getting, or Disney World's getting one too. Shit, what else? Don't look at my phone.
I was gonna say, check
your photos. What time is it there?
Right,
are they open?
Yep. It's 1 in the afternoon, or no.
Oh, good. That means I'll be able to tell what we did.
Is it 1 in the afternoon? No, it's like 5 in the morning.
We got lunch eventually.
Oh, the hot dogs. Yeah.
Yeah, they were like some kind of fancy hot dogs.
Yeah, it's 1:15 in the afternoon there.
Good, so all the rides are open then. Unfortunately, Pirates was closed. Winnie the Pooh was closed.
3 that were,
So that made Little One super sad. We didn't do Splash Mountain.
I wanted to, and Little One wanted to, but that was it.
Yeah. Nobody else wanted to get wet.
Nobody wanted to get wet and be wet all day.
Oh, we did the Country Bears. That was cool.
That was cool.
Again in Japanese, but and then we did the Tiki Room. Lee's favorite ride. But I said, Lou, they got Stitch. He's like, fine.
This one was better than the one in LA, Anaheim. I would be okay doing the one in Japan again. If I need to take a nap, then we can do the one in Anaheim.
Then we did Jungle Cruise, which was sad because I didn't understand.
We could understand a damn thing.
And these motherfuckers were all serious. I don't think anybody even laughed. I'm like, so is she not funny, or are we just serious Japanese people here?
I think they're serious Japanese people. There's like 1 or 2 times, the whole ride, only 1 or 2 times I can remember people laughing, and it wasn't even like a heavy laugh. It was just like
a cursory.
Said, yeah, it was weird.
Or like the little kids would laugh a little bit. But
I wanted to put my Google Translate on, but I couldn't understand it.
Yeah. So I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do the O2H. I'm like, maybe that doesn't translate here.
Right?
That was very sad.
You would think it would, because you would think all that shit is universal science, math.
And how did they say backside of water?
I don't know.
Right? Exactly.
I don't know. Did we go over the Swisher Falls? I don't know.
Do you say Mizu, which is water backward? Do you go Uzim?
Ozim?
Uzim? I don't know.
And then honestly, my second favorite ride was, you won't believe this, Small World. Oh no, we did Haunted Mansion 2. That was cool. Again, Japanese, but
so disappointing.
Oh yeah, I was like, did we do that? Yeah.
Right.
I just googled backside of water in Japanese, and it says the backside of water is not a common phrase in Japanese, and it's not clear what you're referring to.
Dad joke. Fucking AI.
If you're asking about the kanji for water, it is Mizu and does not have a specific backside, in quotes, in the traditional sense.
Okay, somebody needs to program AI ChatGPT.
Right?
The
they don't have dad jokes in Japan?
My first thought is upload the damn Disney script for the ride.
Right? But yeah, so I think my second favorite ride there was Small World. Because it was Small World with Groot. So even outside,
well, not even just Groot. It was like Marvel.
Yeah, it was
characters all over it.
But so it's similar to the Anaheim one then. So they've marveled it up.
Yeah.
Anaheim did that too.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Or
no.
Yeah. Well, which one was that? Wait. I have seen the Marvel one.
You're gonna tell the guy that goes there.
You
once
watched
a month?
on YouTube or some shit, bro.
I know I've seen it. I know I've seen it in person. Because
they haven't done it.
It's
Anaheim.
weird because I thought it was a little excessive when we did it. Huh? Okay. All right.
See,
I need to lay out. I guess I need to lay.
Everybody remember, Duke was at EDC last night. We know what they be doing at the party festivals.
I need to lay off the crack. So.
my first thought was, I'm like, you've been like 3 times in the last 4 years or whatever it was. Have you been recently since then? Because we would have heard about that.
Yeah, no, I specifically didn't watch any like ride videos or anything. I wanted to see it all. The Tokyo Small World is cool because they have more different Disney characters than Anaheim does.
Oh yeah, that needs to be a standard thing.
Yeah, they need to. Actually, they just reopened Anaheim and they added Miguel and Dante from Coco. I don't know why they didn't add more, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like
Tokyo had a lot. Like they had
it down. Every spot you went, they incorporated everything.
But
basically.
The Avengers thing was super cool. They even had like a Small World sounding Avengers theme outside, which was cool. But yeah, they just had little Avenger Small World dolls all over, so that was super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's in Japanese, so you don't understand everything.
Now I'm coming off of my crack high. I think I watched a video on YouTube where it's one of those like
where they were
attractions 365 or something where they do all of the rides.
Yeah.
And I think I watched that and I was like, that seems excessive. That seems like a lot of character. In person,
it was not.
Okay,
it was
so in person it was better. Okay.
No,
it was fantastic.
It didn't feel overwhelming. I'm pretty sure we saw all of them, and we didn't get whiplash out of it. So.
Yeah, I think having the Groot theme where Groot was basically all over was fine because then it was like a game, like find Groot, and then all the other characters they didn't really repeat them. They were different characters the whole time, so I loved it. It's like if you're gonna pick one of the two, Anaheim or Tokyo, to ride, I'm taking Tokyo. 10 out of 10.
100%. Yeah. So it's like a limited thing. So we just lucked out to be there when it was going on.
Looks like it ends the end of June for those listening and are wondering if you want to catch it. So you have a little over a month and a half.
You can get there before the predicted earthquake on July 5th.
Mm-hmm.
All those people that are canceling their damn vacations because they think they can predict an earthquake. Jesus.
All right. So it's a Small World. Which second favorite ride after
Beauty and the Beast?
Beauty and the Beast.
Okay.
So I mean, there wasn't as much to do there as Anaheim, I think.
Agreed.
But it made for a really nice day. Like we weren't
so
hauling ass.
Stress-free, dude. So
we weren't hauling ass trying to get on everything or making sure we do this or that. We were just chilling. Like we would stop and window shop. So obviously we don't do real shopping until the end of the day.
Kind of a lie. Last time you guys did buy shit in the middle of the day. I distinctly remember Lou walking around with a giant fucking lightsaber box from first thing in the morning.
That wasn't middle of the day. That was first thing in the morning.
Look,
That
it
way
was
it could
that,
get,
so it didn't
I
sell
did
out.
say
I'm
the
just
morning.
saying.
that way it could get put away. No, you said middle of the day. That way it could get put away right away. You can still enjoy the middle of the day.
Exactly. You don't
After
want shit to
walking
sell
around
out
after walking around for an hour trying to find a locker that it'll fit in.
Bruh,
and then
trying
going
to
back to
walk
the car
around for an
anyways.
hour trying to get to the exit to the right bus stop. That was the worst part.
That was the worst part.
So sorry, back to Japan.
No, so we were just chilling. Snacks here and there. They don't be doing churros like we do.
Popcorn.
Yes. That. Oh, they also had the Big Hero 6 right there. We did that like towards the end of the day. I forgot about that.
What was that?
You remember you sit behind Baymax and it's like a dance party? We did it like it was like the last thing we did.
But that makes sense because
Nope.
the Big Hero 6 the Big Hero 6 is like Tokyo, San Francisco.
Yeah, San Fran,
Known Fran,
Tokyo, or
Tokyo.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so and they love their popcorn buckets there. They actually have a store. That's all they sell is you missed a popcorn bucket while you're walking around? Go to the store, they have all the popcorn buckets that they're selling throughout the park. So wife
Super
got
cool.
the Monsters Inc. one with all the doors and stuff. It was really cool.
That was a good looking bucket, ain't gonna lie.
And then we found a sit down restaurant. Was it character dining?
No, that
It
was you
wasn't.
talking about the buffet?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's when I was like, they had to make one of us wait there.
Yeah.
It was like we didn't have a reservation, so it was like a 45-minute to an hour wait. But we were already on the list for Beauty and the Beast for the second time, but they couldn't do it. So I was like, well, F it, you guys go. I'll hold our spot in line because they loved it. I loved it. It was the best ride, but they loved it way more than I did.
Yeah.
They were just
obviously it's more important to take the girls back, right? So
yeah. So I stayed in line at the buffet, and then they went back to the Beauty and the Beast ride. And then once that was done, they came back and joined me in line, and then we did the buffet for dinner.
Was real quick going back to the Star Tours ride? Did they have the theming like Orlando did, or was it straightforward like?
It
Anaheim?
was more like Anaheim. You don't walk through like the indoor with the giant AT-AT and shit outside. It was just walk into a building and it's Star Tours.
Cool. Yeah. So you got to ride it twice, and then you
went
back for
sort of. We don't know. Remember? Didn't they just walk?
He's talking about outside. So in Florida, it's like you're on indoor. There's like Ewok Village and shit. You walk around this big AT-AT and everything. And then it's all the same inside. But Tokyo was more like Anaheim, where there's a door. It says Star Tours. You walk in it, done.
And then you're immersed.
Exactly. No, so we did the buffet. We pigged the fuck out, dude. I think we had 90 minutes. We used every second of that 90 minutes, dude.
Hell yeah, we did. And 5 more minutes after that.
Yep. the buffet, we were sitting at the window that happened to look out at the electric light parade.
Yep. It was perfect timing.
We were like, yep, we will be sitting here for a minute. We got up at a decent time, and then we just stood outside and watched the whole electric light parade, which was cool as heck because it wasn't on the list to do. Like, it'd be cool, but I think because we go to Disney so much that we're kind of meh on parades. But it's cool because we don't have the electric light parade here anymore either. And the genie animatronic or the genie float, amazing, dude. He just kept changing like all his lights to like Chessie and then Incredibles and Tigger and all. It was super cool. We'll have to upload the videos or some shit. But then I think we
put them in the comments or something. Upload the videos in the comments.
We did our shopping. The girls got more stuff than they needed. Lou's girl got more stuff than she needed. Probably should have bought that Mickey Samurai statue. This thing was badass.
I can't believe you did it. I figured if you saw it like on our way out or something like that, I was like, oh, he's grabbing this thing. Oh, and I got to be superhero and got a three set of Aristocats.
Aristokittens, yeah. So we were looking in the morning, and my big one found them. She's like, oh, these are cool. I'm like, cool, we'll get them later, right? We went back, sold out. But the cool thing about Tokyo Disney is they're restocking shit all day. Like, they're just walking around with these big ass Rubbermaid tubs full of stuff. There's like back on the shelf. Whereas like in America, they're like, that shit will come out tonight after you're already gone. Come back in the morning, bitch.
They might do like a midday restocking, and that'll be it. Like, right?
Yeah. But no, they were like the whole time. It's like it's somebody's job just to restock the shelves.
Yeah, I
So-
think it was because they were like, I think we ran into 3 or 4 different employees who each had the buckets, and
Yeah.
their job was just to restock stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, no. So Lou asked one, and I had asked him, I'm like, dude, do you guys still have these? Like, yeah, they're over here. I'm like, no, they're not. So we're just kind of like spreading out. We're like, let's find one of these dudes that has the bucket so we can ask him. And Lou caught one, and he's like, yep, let me go check. And sure enough.
Yeah, he came. I showed him a picture, of what we're looking for. Jack found it, and I was like, "Okay, let's see if we can do this." And yeah, I talked to the guy. At a register. He closed his register down, went into the back, grabbed like 5 of them, gave me the one that Jack wanted, and put the other 4 back out on the shelf. It was so cool.
Yeah,
because oldest child kind of like was giving up.
She was like, ah. And it's not often that you find all 3 kittens. It's usually just Marie, but this was like all 3 siblings. So
nice.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It was a good looking set.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was like, yay!
So then we went back to the hotel, passed out, got up again in the morning.
Wait a minute. Did we go back together that night or no?
Yes, it was DisneySea day that we went separate.
Okay. What did we do for? Oh no, we had already eaten dinner. So
we had the buffet.
Real quick, is Disney Tokyo worth a season pass? If you lived in Tokyo, or they had reversed.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
No, totally.
Just to go to Beauty and the Beast every weekend.
Yeah. And watch the old Pirates that still has the winch auction and chasing the women around.
Cool. Okay. So then the next morning.
No, I totally would. So the next morning we got up. Communication mishaps. Lou got on the bus. I'm texting him. I'm like, "Are you ready yet?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm on the bus." I'm like, "We're still in the room, bro."
No. What happened was I woke up late. I thought I was late, so I thought they were already. I was like, "Shit, I'm all late." I'll just get there when I get there, right? So I get all my stuff together, and I'm presuming they're already gone. It's like 9. We're supposed to meet at 9 or something like that. It was like 9:05.
We didn't get early access for C.
Yeah, for C. So it didn't matter. So I got up. I was like, crap. I rushed everything. Went out to the bus. I was like, okay, I'll meet you guys soon. I'm on my way there. I'm on the bus. And then I get a text back, bro. We're still in the room.
So eventually.
Oh, real quick, did Disneyland Hotel have Lawson's in the first floor?
It was a different Kobini.
Yeah, it was a Disney Kobini.
Yeah, it wasn't a Lawson's, but they had all the stuff that would have been at Lawson's.
Yeah.
5 different flavors of chicken nugs.
You know it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lou's on a bus. Jack is still at the room.
Tuna mayo or onigiri as well. Pork stuff. And poke sweat.
So Lou's already there. We get there, so we have to take the next bus. So it was like every 10, 15 minutes, I think was the bus.
15.
So we're 15 minutes behind him. That line took forever.
That line was a bitch. But
it turns out that they had some release for Duffy or something. It was like, because at Disneyland they're having a huge Donald Duck celebration. At DisneySea, they're having some big Duffy. Duffy's this bear. You've probably seen him at Disney. He's not super huge out here, but out there they fucking love him. He's probably bigger than Mickey Mouse. So once we got through and we see the stores, everybody's just running at the stores. They're lined up. They're going cray. You think it was like Black Friday, freaking Star Wars Toys midnight release or something, dude. They're rolling under gates and they got shopping carts. They're throwing children. It was crazy.
Didn't wifey go straight there too?
Yeah, because she wanted to find the Pandora stuff that they don't sell in the parks there, to her disappointment.
And
it was like outside of a store at Disneyland is where it was.
And to your wallet's happiness.
Well, no, only for half that day.
Yeah. So I think the first thing we did was we walked to the back of the park to get on the medical thing for Rapunzel, because they just opened up Fantasy Springs out there. It's a new section of their park and everything, and they just made it so you don't have to be staying at a DisneySea hotel to go in there. without getting up
That
at like
used
6
to be
in the
the
morning.
case. Yep, that used to be the case.
So it was open. So we went up there. We got on the Rapunzel list. Big one wanted to go get some ice cream sandwich. No. We had a long ass wait. So while we were waiting for wife, because I can't even explain how fucking big DisneySea is. This shit was a half-hour walk from the front of the park to get to Rapunzel at the back of the park.
Yeah, when all is said and done, just jumping ahead, we probably got through a third of the park in an entire day.
Yeah, there was a whole section of the park.
Yeah, we didn't even get to it.
We
did not even
so
see it.
freaking huge.
I see what you did there. You didn't even see it at DisneySea. that was my blind spot at DisneySea. Was this part of the park?
It was, dude. We walked in and went to the right. We did not make it to the left at all.
At all, dude. It was crazy.
Knowing you, Lou, that does not surprise me at all.
That needs to be like 3 days at Tokyo Sea.
You need to, if anybody that goes, at least plan 2 days at sea. It's
2 days
but you could do Tokyo Disney in 1 day, basically. If you
100%,
yes.
100%.
Disneyland 1 day was fine. We were fine.
Yeah.
With it.
But yeah, so we went back there. We got on the list for Rapunzel. Long ass wait. We were waiting for wife to come because she was doing her little pre-shopping, looking for her Pandora. So we actually did a couple of little rides. We did Aladdin's Magic Carpet, which is kind of like Dumbo. Yeah, and then we did Sinbad's Fantastic Voyage or some shit, which is actually a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I'm like, okay, cool, it's over. And they're like, nah, son, Sinbad went on another fucking mission, and guess who's going with him? You are. I'm like, cool, all right. We defeated the fucking ogre and got some money and shit, like some treasure. And now we're going to go.
At the end is like, good job, guys. Move on to the next phase.
Yeah,
you have leveled up.
It was
DLC or some shit. It was crazy.
And how were those rides?
So they're good. I mean, they're little kiddie rides. So
yeah,
they weren't bad at all.
Yeah, so similar to like Mr. Toad type of thing, that type of thing where you're just on like a track and kind of going through a story.
Not quite with the Magic Carpet ride.
Yeah, that was more like Dumbo. Yeah.
Okay, so that was similar to the Dumbo spinny.
Yeah.
Okay.
The only downside about that ride is I couldn't figure out how to make the carpet drop. Some people could make the carpet, like the ride, you could do something and you could like suddenly drop just for like the excitement factor. I couldn't figure out how to make my pod do that. So. Other than that, I enjoyed it. It's nice and simple, cool. Chill, help kill some time.
Yeah. So at that point, Big One was going through the app. She's like, "Oh, I want this seashell ice cream sandwich." Yeah. Which was way back over Ariel and
wanted it now. Didn't want to wait.
Yeah. And then again, it was before I actually understood the scope of this park. So we went back to the Ariel section, right, which wasn't far from where the Sinbad ride and Tangled were, right? No big. So where the ice cream sandwich was, you actually had to go into almost a whole nother theme park.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Cool as heck. It's like Ariel's underwater village and shit.
Right, we spent an hour there later in the day. That's how.
And there's like three more rides in there. There's shops. There's ice cream sandwiches. I'm like, holy shit!
The pizza, like its own restaurant, like food court area.
Yeah, it was crazy. So she got that. We went back. It took too fucking long. So our medical pass expired.
No. That's not why.
That is not why. We made it back in time.
You made it back in time, but at that point, little one had to go to the bathroom.
So by the time they got back, it had expired.
Yeah.
So
and we talked to him. So
yeah. So Lou's like, Lou worked his magic and best uncle of the weekend got us back in line.
Because what happens is if you miss your time, you have to go back to the back of the list,
which is another 2-hour wait again.
I grabbed my Google Translate and was talking to the guy because it was like, yeah, we missed our time. And the guy was like, well, why did you miss your time? I was like, well, the medical, I was like, the medical child had to go to the bathroom. And they immediately was like, oh, well, if it's her, right. Like, oh, okay. So he walked us over to the entrance and said, just walk in. It was like,
wife needed to go to Pandora.
No.
That was earlier. That was earlier. I literally typed in medical child had to use the bathroom is what I typed in, and he cited and said, "Oh, okay," and then walked us over.
Yep, walked us right up to the front. So yeah.
because we were about to just say F it and just get back on the back of the list,
Yeah.
and we'll go do more rides again. But
Yep.
he was cool with
it. Worked out. That ride unfortunately was a little disappointing.
Yeah,
it was pretty.
All that.
It was pretty. It was the animatronics were great. But shit, it was short as heck.
Like Sinbad, it was the opposite of Sinbad.
Unlike Sinbad, Sinbad was a better ride. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Wow, you're right though. I didn't think about that, but man, it really was a disappointing ride
for
the time.
Your times, right? You're like, okay, I'm waiting in this amount of line for this amount of ride, right? We waited in line for Sinbad. Shit was almost a walk-on. Maybe 10, 15 minutes, I think it said at the door, right? And we were on that ride for about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, for real.
We were in line for Rapunzel for 2 hours, and that ride was about 10 minutes. If that.
10 minutes? I'll say 10 minutes. You're being generous, dude.
Yeah. The length of the line does not equal how good the ride is, right? So that was a little disappointing. But we got through it. Whatever. It was the big one's favorite when she was little, so we had to do it, even though she's, teenagers are just too cool for it now.
Cool for everything.
She really is.
That's a thing. Yeah,
it is.
We'll have to unpack that on another pod.
After that, we got on the list for Frozen, because they have a Frozen ride there. It's similar to the one they have in Epcot. So we're waiting. And during that, we went over to the Fantasy Springs store, which was cool. We actually did buy some stuff there already.
Did we do lunch first?
Did we eat?
I thought we got on the list and then went to the cafe and ate. Then went to the store and then came back to the ride. That the place where you had to pre-order.
The Frozen restaurant.
Yeah, you had to eat. You had to pre-order your food first before they let you in.
Yes.
Like
but I can't remember if that was before or after. I can't remember we did that before or after.
Yeah, it kind of was like Celebration. Because we were like, well, we just need somewhere to sit. And they're like, no, you can't even come in here until you order your food, show us your mobile order. Dang, I don't remember.
See,
Whatever.
I thought it was like a 2-hour wait for Frozen. So we went and got lunch.
Right.
And then we finished that. Then went to the store. Then came back and got on the ride.
That is very possible. But the Frozen lunch was amazing too, though, because it was like being in Elsa's castle and stuff.
That was cool.
They had like the paintings on the wall and hanging their Joan, and it was really cool.
A big throne chair. You could take pictures on it. And
yeah,
it was.
That was really. It was really well themed.
Cool.
Yeah, and the food was good too.
Mm-hmm.
So then we went shopping a little bit. Magnets. I think the girls got like cookies and shit. Like tins of cookies. You remember that picture you sent us, D, from the Disney store you took in like the airport or some shit, or the train station?
Yeah, it was one of the stations.
I think that we got like some Rapunzel cookies like that.
They were similar.
From
they had
too.
like it was like 2 cookies with like a square piece of frosting in the middle type of thing. And then the tin, like the tin I got was like a Beauty and the Beast one.
Yeah.
But they were all individually wrapped, which was kind of a trip to me, because they were all. And here, like if you would have bought that, it would have had the box would have been that, but then you would have opened it and it would have been a clear wrapping. But this one actually like had 4 or 5 different pieces of art on the wrapper itself, and you opened it and it was one cookie. So they had frozen versions. That doesn't surprise me. I mean, I'm sure they probably have a whole variety of those that are all
Shit, and speaking of frozen, my wife bought all the souvenirs at the restaurant. You could get plates.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
She got plates. I think she got forks, placemats. It was like a whole fucking kitchen.
I forgot. You're right. Matter of fact, every restaurant we went to, if they had a souvenir kitchen item, she got it.
Dad, where's the china that I'm going to inherit? Nope, you get fucking DisneySea plates. There's no more china.
These are your heirlooms now, child. So then we went on Frozen. It was better than the one in Epcot. I made sure to tell the girls to not tell Lou about the drop.
Whatever, Joe. It's gonna be a running theme the rest of my life. Yeah, it was.
So it tilted you back and then you dropped?
No, so it's a boat ride, right? So you're like going through, you're cruising. There's like the trolls are there. They're telling the story about Anna and Elsa, and then you like go into the story. So you end up going into Elsa's castle, and you like pull up to Elsa. Your boat turns because it like switches tracks.
Yeah,
and then you go backwards.
Oh.
And then there's a drop.
Oh.
So
So
it's
even
a
worse
backwards drop.
even worse than Pirates, where Lou shit his
Yes.
pants twice.
No, Pirates was worse. No.
Because it was dark. This time he was vibing. He's like, "Yeah, let it go, let it
Yeah,
go."
because I was into Frozen. That was my jam. That was my jam in 2014.
I still
So I didn't
remember
watch it
Pirates
until
with Lou's like, why are people screaming? Don't worry about it, Lou.
Yeah, I did not. Yeah, no, Pirates worse.
And then we're
F
like,
both y'all. F both of y'all.
then we're like, yeah, Lou, it's fine. There's only one drop. It's fine. Oh no!
Yeah, I was. Man, there was a drop and I got wet. I wasn't expecting any of that.
And then we got stuck while we were wet.
Yep.
Yeah, and then yeah, that's you're right. And then after all that, then we got stuck. Yeah, fucking pirate. Yeah, you noticed that first day when we were all there, that back 2-3 years ago, y'all, at the very least, Jack's crew, they went back to Pirates a few times. I was like, nah, y'all
That is true. Yeah, because little one's like, I want to go. Lou's like, no, I'm going to Red Star Tours.
I'm going to go to Star Tours with Duke. I don't want Duke to be by himself. I ain't that rude.
Buddy system, guys. It's the buddy system.
You never know what might happen. So it's like, want to stay in pairs at least. So yeah, I was like, I'm going to go with Duke and ride Star Tours for 90 minutes.
Yep. Can we just leave our stuff here? Because literally we're going to be back on this ride in
just
45
circling around.
Just pick up all our shit, walk around in a circle, and put it back on the exact same spot.
Yeah. Or here's a crazy concept: leave us on the damn ride.
Yeah.
Right? Yes. It's fine.
Leave us on the ride. At the end of the day, when it's not a full ride, just don't make us walk around.
Yeah.
We've actually gotten away with that on Pirates once or twice. We got to go through like 2 or 3 times without getting out of the boat.
Okay.
When there's
That's
nobody
the
else.
only time we got out of the boat was to redistribute the weight, and the girls wanted to sit up front.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. It's like again, end of the day, and this is not an early. It's packed, but when you're at the end of the last hour and a half, come on.
Again, Disneyland is the best after the fireworks. I love Disneyland after the fireworks because everybody's gone. Like nobody's there.
30.
Yeah.
Boom.
9:30.
10 to midnight. You're good to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. So after Frozen, we started working our way
we're
back
at like
to the
midday at this point, maybe a little later,
Ish.
2 o'clock.
Probably like 2-ish or something.
So they had a couple of Jules Verne rides. There was a Journey to the Center of the Earth and 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. So we got on the list for those.
20,000 Leagues. Oh, that's we're in the little pod. That's right. We're in the round.
So it's kind of like the Nemo subs, right? But less claustrophobic. So you're
Speak
going
for
through
yourself.
Those Nemos.
I haven't taken you on the Nemo subs, son.
Oh, the Nemo subs are. I do not get on the Nemo subs because that shit.
I don't know that I would get that shit.
God,
I don't know. Dude. I don't know if I can do it.
No. Yeah.
As long as I can breathe, I'm fine. Claustrophobic. Like you can put me in a closet. All like the tight. I don't care. As long as I can breathe, okay. There's no stress. I'm fine.
We'll do the Nemo subs next time, and you can see how much better 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was.
The Nemo subs.
So it was cool. These were very airy. Like all 5 of us fit in there. It was perfectly fine, right? Like we weren't rubbing elbows or anything. There was enough room for all of us. So you're going under. Whatever happens, we start screaming. Little one loses her shit, dude. She's for real thinks we're gonna die.
And this was the 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. There's like sea monsters, and there's always a bigger fish, and then there was like electric monsters, and then there were like these fucking alien dudes. She lost her shit because we were playing along with it and screaming.
Right? We're just going with it,
dude. And then Journey to the Center of the Earth was cool.
That was a long wait, so that was a long wait. Killed time over at that Little Mermaid area.
So and then we went over to Little Mermaid area. I think they have the jumping jellyfish like they have at DCA.
It's like 3 different rides in there, like a little playground area.
Yeah,
it
was a really cool area.
And
jumping
2 or 3
jellyfish.
This was indoors though; it was dark. You couldn't really see much, so you would have been okay.
I want to ride with you. Nope, I want to ride by myself. Oh, you little. I'm almost certain we spent like an hour and a half there because
for sure
we were there for a while, and nobody was bored. We all had stuff to do.
Nice.
It was great.
Cool.
So then we went on Journey to the Center of the Earth. That might have been the last thing we did there too.
I think you're right.
just because the way that the day went.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool. It wasn't as roller coastery as I wanted. There was one part where it was real fast, but the rest of it was kind of Indiana Jones-ish.
You know what? Part of the reason leaving early too is because remember you guys were going to go back to Disneyland for the store shopping,
Right.
So we wanted to leave early to make sure the store
So it
didn't
was getting
close.
late. There was no way we were getting to the other side of the park to do like Tower of Terror, Soarin', or any of that stuff. So we're like, well, fuck it, let's just do our shopping. Wife wanted to check another Pandora store. It was like a downtown Disney kind of area.
Like a
there was
Disney
movie
Springs,
theater and
downtown
stuff.
Disney. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're like,
but it was
cool.
back by Disneyland, not
Yes.
Tokyo Sea, though.
Yes.
So you had to take the bus backwards to that area.
Yeah.
Because they're like 20 minutes apart.
Yeah.
And the hotel was closer to Disneyland?
No.
C was the first stop.
Because C is the first stop, yeah.
So Lou went off to...
I went back to
his shopping, back to the hotel. We took the bus. We went over to, again, this little mall. We went to Pandora. Again, they just don't be having Disney stuff. Unless you're in the parks or something. They just don't. Even though you're like park property. They're like, nah.
He's back.
Yeah. You froze for a second there.
Yep. So frozen. Let it go. Jack, let it go.
So then we went to another Disney store. They had another Disney store there. I'm not sure if they bought anything though. But yeah, so we went back. And that's when I started texting Lou about how the fuck are we getting to the airport tomorrow, right? Because in the morning when I looked,
pre-plan that stuff the night before.
Yeah, exactly. Because I looked in the morning and there were
we had a plan.
The shuttle buses, right? But then when I looked at night, they were like all sold out. It wasn't popping up for me anymore. So he asked the girls at the desk when he got back, and they're like, "Oh yeah, it's right outside." I'm like, oh.
Dude, we were freaking out about this for a little bit, like for about an hour. Not even kidding. And I just walked down there, like, "Hey, by any chance, like, we need to get to the airport tomorrow?" And then she asked which one, and she prompted and presumed Haneda, and I was like, "Yeah." And she pulls out this little quarter sheet of paper and says, "Oh, right here, it's like $7 a person or something like that.
Just give the driver the money and
two luggages per person." Yeah. And it's out here, and it was like, oh, well, that's easy.
Yeah.
It literally was. The next morning, she walked us to the bus stop.
They do that shit in Japan, though. They will walk you all the way
dude.
out. Like, it's pretty wild.
Customer service was phenomenal at that hotel.
So the next morning we got up, we did the buffet again, grabbed our shit. She walked us out to the bus. We waited, showed up right on time.
As they always do.
As they do in Japan.
They loaded our suitcases. They wouldn't take my tip. We got to the airport.
Well,
they unloaded the suitcase.
Jack, you just need to zip up your pants. All right, dude?
This is true.
Just a tip.
Head to the airport.
Yeah. Went to the airport. They unloaded. Still wouldn't take a tip. Then we
I like how Jack has spent
we were looking for lockers.
Jack
so we were going to kill
time. 2 weeks in Japan, and at the very end, he starts trying to tip motherfuckers. Like,
right. Well, you just start feeling bad about it, right? You're just like, this isn't normal. It goes against your nature.
No, it goes against your American nature.
This is true.
So we get to the airport around just after 11 or so, or around 11, and their flight wasn't until 6. And we all knew that our plan was to go roam around. I was going to do some last minute shopping errands. They were going to do some last minute shopping errands in different locations. Then you guys went back to Disney. You guys went to Shibuya, right?
No, yeah, we went to Shibuya to go to that Pandora.
Okay. So we were looking for the lockers, and we couldn't find them, or they were all taken. So we went to one of those luggage storage / transport places. The first one we went to was packed. It was like, we can't hold your 9 bags, whatever the hell we had. It was 9. We can't hold your 9 bags, but you can either go downstairs or right next door to us. There's one over here.
It was a FedEx store, dude. It was a shipping store. It wasn't even a luggage store. Bros, man, their main job was shipping stuff, right?
Yep.
But they also hold luggage. So we go up there and lose like $20. Okay.
Dude, it was like, God, it was, what did she say? The total bill was $45.
Yeah.
So it was like $5 a piece. So it was $45 for all 9 of our luggage, and it was like, done.
Yeah.
It's like, that's a bargain. So we did. So we filled out the paperwork. They took all 9 of our bags, and then we went down to the train station,
and all the trains ran out of there.
Yeah, so
We
we
went
did our
back
thing.
to Shibuya. We did the Disney store. We did Pandora again. We went into the actual Starbucks that we meant to go in before, where you can look down. We actually did get up to go up there, look down, because we got food and
The
drinks up there, I
crossing
think.
for the crossing, was it better from up there?
It was.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
good.
But they do have signs. They're like, don't come up here if you didn't buy nothing. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. It was a weird translation like that. Like, you do me, I do you. It was weird. But yeah, no, if you didn't buy anything, they were like, nope, don't come up here.
And then for me, right before we split off from the trains, I ran into this British couple and had to teach them how to use the train system because I'm a pro at this point. It's like these freaking idiot tourists, like, don't know what they're doing. It's crazy.
And it's true, because we jumped on our train, and Lou was out there. He's like, so you need to do this, this, and this to get on this train.
They had left.
And the door closed. We're like, bye. Lou's making friends.
Yep, I was just chatting with them. I was like, hey, y'all, just look at the time, all of it down. So I think they got them good. So while they were doing that, I just bounced around to a few different areas, 4 different stores, looking for Japanese Magic, the Gathering cards for some of my friends out here in Colorado. So they want to look. I was like, hey, if they got it, great. It's like, I have nothing really I want to do at this point. I did everything I wanted. I got all the souvenirs I wanted. The only thing I kind of forgot was like Japanese candy, but I got that later. So I was like, okay. And then I think I got back to the.
Yeah, you beat us back.
Yeah, because I wanted to find myself food. The ramen.
So you went to go eat.
I went to go eat ramen.
Yeah.
Then you guys showed up, and you're like, because you're like, oh, we're back over here. I'm like, oh, well, I'm almost done eating. I'll meet you over here, or whatever. And you're like, oh, well, if that's the case, we're gonna go kill time at the
gotcha.
Yeah,
Gachapon up top. So
yeah.
I used almost the rest of my cash, just cashed it out into coins, and then
you found the Star Wars gotchas.
So
right?
I was able to finish my my Star Wars. Let me see if they're in here.
And he got me an extra Vader, so that worked out. Yup.
Ooh, fancy.
And then once he finished up, it was at the same time I was finishing up, because they went to go get in line, go get our luggage. Oh, that one's cool. They went to go get in line to get our luggage, and I met them while they were in line, so the timing worked out well. Grabbed our luggage, went and checked in, did all that. All of our bags were underweight because Jack had a scale, so we already knew.
We were
very efficient,
very into it,
and very prepared.
I don't have his saber on right now.
Okay, I was like, "What does that look weird?" Okay,
but it's cool. It's like a flashy, like a waved saber.
That's cool. Yeah.
So I guess I didn't realize this until after I got back, but I guess there is a chain of card stores throughout Japan, and it's called like Mint or something similar. That had the video I was watching was they were going around looking for Star Wars like autographs, Star Wars patch cards, that type of thing. And I think they had they had one of the cards was one of the sets of cards was at Celebration, where it was like a box. I think we talked about it. It was like 10.
That top? That's not the Tops one.
No, not the Tops. It was something else, but it was similar. But I think I thought we had a conversation about it, where it was like a box. It was like $100 or $120, and it was like 10 packs with 10 cards in each pack or something.
Well, that was the Tops one. The Tops one. Oh, there we go.
Nice. His lightsaber's a little limp though, but.
I mean, they were in capsules, bro.
Yeah.
Everything.
So, but I guess there was a chain of stores that it's all cards. So it's like Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Star Wars, sports, all this kind of stuff. But it's all Japanese. So like they were going to these places looking up those Tops cards, because the Tops cards, I guess, had been in Japan or in circulation. There was like a generic version of it, and then there was an exclusive Japanese version of it. And the video I was watching was kind of cool. They were opening up the packs, and they got a 101 of Sebulba. And in the lobby that they were in, the guy who did the voice of Sebulba happened to be like right there. So they called him over and like had like a pretty cool interaction with him, as far as he signed it and all that kind of stuff. But
that's cool.
But I guess there's a series of stores, because they were going into, when they were traveling around, they were going to these different stores, and they were just little, in a building. They were just a mall store type of thing. But that would have been cool to go check that out, but not the point. So then you guys went and got on an airplane.
Yeah, so we went to the 7-Eleven. We're like, shit, well, let's try to use the rest of our Suica cards, right?
Our Suicas, yeah.
So we bought a shit ton of snacks there, the vending machines. Um,
Some Kit Kat flavors that I didn't see at Donkey.
Yeah, we got some extra Kit Kat flavors they didn't have at Donkey. But after that, on our flight it seems short as hell, dude. It took forever to get to Japan, but the way home was fast as heck, dude.
And I don't even mean because of the delay that we had. The actual flight time in the air seemed way shorter back than it did going.
And you guys flew through San Francisco again?
No, we went straight to LAX.
Straight to LA. Did customs there, piece of cake. They didn't even ask like what I bought or cost. Everybody's talking about it in the Facebook group. They're all like, "Oh, under $800, you're fine." All this other shit. Nope. All they asked me was, "Where are you coming from?" Japan. Why were you there? Star Wars Celebration. Oh, cool. Yeah, I think my wife and I are going to go see the 20th anniversary later on this week. I'm like, oh, right on. Oh, welcome back. Have a good day. They didn't even ask me anything about what I bought.
No, I took my little one. So, little kids, they're adorable. Just go about your business. We did get stopped at like a secondary one, though. They're like, hold on. What's in your little shopping bag there? Put everything on the fucking conveyor belt. Let's go.
They took something, didn't they? I thought they took something from that.
No, I asked her afterwards. She thought they took her body spray.
Yeah. Was it?
No.
They didn't? Oh, okay. All right.
No, they let us do it.
I thought
it wasn't until we went through actual TSA. They were like, all liquids gone. I'm like,
we lost all of our Poke Sweat and all that shit that we brought back.
I had gotten Japan. Well, I thought it was Japan exclusive Monster, so I chugged that bitch right there in line.
Both of y'all did, didn't you? Yep.
So you were super wired between LAX and Vegas.
No, we still took a nap.
We had a 3-hour layover.
We
had a 3-hour layover.
So you had plenty of time to take all the liquids and put them in your checked bags, though.
Pretty much, right? But they didn't give us our checked bags.
Really? Okay. When I did customs, I had to get my bag.
Wait, did they?
That was weird.
No, they did give us our bags.
Yeah, we had our bag, but it was the backpacks.
But we had turned them back in already by the time.
I didn't think about the liquid when.
Yeah. So, but no,
I looked it up on TSA. You should be okay, but
because according to what Jack saw on the website, the TSA's website said if you had a sealed liquid, you're fine. And I asked the lady at that, she's like, "No, you have to get rid of that."
Yeah.
So I was like, and we didn't want to get TSA banned, so I didn't cause a fit.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it.
Not for $1 Poke Sweat.
Then we just kind of chilled there, killed some time, just waited.
Took some naps.
And then jumped on to Vegas, and then
we split
up from there because my friend Danielle picked me up, and then because part of it is we just didn't have space.
Yeah,
we could have made it work, but it would not have been comfortable.
No.
So I got to hang out with her for a bit, so that was cool because I hadn't seen her in a while. Oh my God, 7 months. And then they went back, and then she dropped me back. We went to dinner, and then when she dropped me back off at the house, and then kind of.
And we got up the next day. Went to go see Revenge of the Sith anniversary.
So now we're on Sunday.
How long did it take for you guys to...
And we went to Daiso. Before that. We had lunch. We had lunch at the Brazilian place, then Daiso, then the movie.
How long did it take for you guys to recover from the lag?
I would say probably a week, just because almost right back into work and school and...
I was going to say about 5 days, for sure.
There was no like normal downtime just to sleep for a couple days.
Yeah, it was rough for sure.
We got back Saturday, so probably Wednesday or Thursday.
Yeah, in time for my weekend to start again.
Yeah, once you got back,
then went to Disneyland.
Oh yeah, that's right. You sure did. But yeah, that was it. Monday morning, he gave me a ride back to the airport. I tried to get on an earlier flight, but they were all standby. I was like the 17th person in line on the wait list for standby. But eventually got out there. I had my laptop. I had stuff to do, so I was fine. And then back.
Yeah, I remember waking up when you guys went to Disneyland on that day because I was still kind of, and I was like, looked at my text messages and it was like 35. And I was like, no. Mark is red.
Like, I'm going to skip all these.
And then it's like, hey, Duke, you didn't answer this. I'm like, tell me again.
Sorry, there was a question.
Because I don't remember, there was something that was at like Galaxy's Edge that day or something like that you guys were having a conversation about buying or not
prints.
buying or whatever.
Yeah, the prints. Remember the ones
Oh,
he
yeah.
got for you
Yeah.
and me? Yeah, the prints he got for
Yeah.
us. Yeah, those.
And and we went because May 4th was when they had the 501st helmet bucket,
yeah.
the Jawa sipper.
Tauntaun.
And the Tauntaun had been there, but
okay.
It came after we had gone the last time.
The Death Star one.
Yeah.
That shit's funny.
Right. It was the Jawa sipper. You're right.
Because you in the text message thread, you were talking about that guy that had like 8 or 9 Death Star buckets on his back walking out.
8 or 19.
And then and then I like watched a video where the guy like walked through Disney World, and like 2 weeks later, and there was still like every single popcorn booth had like a giant the giant Rubbermaid wheeled containers full of the Death Star buckets, and I'm like, that guy lost his shorts.
No, he did not. Because that's for people who can get there.
But you could buy it online.
That were actually like
I thought you could.
No.
Oh, okay, so it was only in the
That's
park.
why. Yeah, that's why it's still worthwhile.
Okay.
The 501st and the Jawa would probably be a better investment, honestly, just because those are super limited to
and smaller. The Jawa is smaller than shit.
Yeah. But the Jawa's cool as heck. He talks. He utinis.
I know that.
Yeah. He lights up.
I'll find out next month.
And did you end up getting the why can't I think of it right now? The tube with the weird. Oh yeah, you did, because you were talking about that, because you didn't get the straw.
Yes, yeah, the coaxium.
The coaxium. There.
Oh, I'm like, what are you talking about? Okay, yeah.
Don't make it not mint by licking it.
Yeah, the lithium crystal cup.
Yeah.
The lithium crystal. Oh, somebody's been watching Star Trek.
You can love both.
So finally, after what's this been, like 4, 5, 6 episodes of fucking Japan?
Yeah, fucking Japan.
Fucking Japan.
No, it's only the fourth.
Well, and it got broken up because a couple of us may have missed.
Weeks,
I wish I told Lou when we were on here. I go, I wish one of us could start the podcast, because fuck that guy.
Right? For real. I wish you could too. I'll have to look into
enjoy your curio cabinet.
Yeah, enjoy the empty curio cabinet, you sweaty fucker.
So, real quick, no more than a minute, all right? We're not going to talk too long. No more than a minute. Ish.
Sure.
Ish.
No more than a minute.
Lou.
Well, we'll be a minute. Lou will be BBT, so it'll be 45. Right. It's fine.
There's an edit feature. We're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Final thoughts on Japan. Like, was it everything you hoped for? Did you do everything you wanted? Go back.
For it, Lou.
No, you go for it. I got to think about it.
I mean, I think there were things that were good and were fun, and there's aspects of it that I really liked, like the cost of things, the variety of food, the quality of food. I feel like even you could go into a little tiny dive bar in the middle of a fucking alleyway in downtown Tokyo, and the quality of food is better than some of the stuff that we get here, where it's a fancy fucking restaurant and you're paying a quarter of the price.
100%.
I think the mass transit is envious. Like the fact that, the fact that we can't even get a fucking light rail to run between LA and fucking Vegas because there's so much bullshit and politics and all this stuff wrapped around it, that the fact that you can go to a station, the majority of your hotels and stuff like that are within 5 to 10 minutes of a station, that you can literally go anywhere in Tokyo.
Japan, bro.
No less Japan. Right.
Yeah.
Without too much difficulty, right? Again, if you understand the language and you hear the announcements and stuff and understand it, it's going to be better. But even somebody like me who doesn't fucking know any of the language, I can find my way around, right? By the end of the time that I was there, I wasn't a pro at the mass transit, but I could figure it out, right?
Right.
The passive aggressiveness of the people to where they don't say no, there were a few times where that was kind of annoying, because I felt like you wasted a lot of time with them being like, oh, you didn't make a reservation, type of thing. And you're like, just say no, we're not going to serve you. Cool, I'll go to the next place. But instead you have this like back and forth of like a 10 or 15 minute, let me go get my manager that's going to tell you the same thing. That kind of was a little bit Again, I mean, we had this conversation a couple weeks ago. I'm too big for most things, so the size of things was pretty awkward. Like the bathrooms and stuff like that, some of the places were really small, and the door frames and whatnot. Even sitting on the subway was, I could tell, like, even if there was nobody near me and I sat down, like I could feel the cushion, like a quarter of my ass, right? Like where the little bumps were, right?
Yeah, because they're bucket seats.
Yeah. So you sit down and you're just kind of like, oh, you're like naturally leaning because one edge or the other, So, but I mean, overall, I am really glad that I did it. I'm really glad I got to experience it with you guys. I think it was super cool. The variety of stuff, it was the way that the society behaves and acts is very different, and so it was interesting to see the differences. And like I said, a big part for me was like going to places like Hiroshima and stuff where you're seeing the perspective of not the US. We're the best, we're the seeing the perspective of somebody else who was involved in like a major world war and how they view it and what they lessons that they've learned and stuff like that, I thought was super cool. Because we do like to beat our chest when it comes to that kind of stuff, and so going somewhere else where it's more I don't know what the right word is, but I guess more respectful. I don't think that's the right word, but more like even-handed, I guess. Was super cool. The parks and how they take care of them and the level of detail and things like that. The temples, super cool. I love the idea that when you build a temple, like they can't knock it down. Like, sorry, like that temple is now there forever, right? To me, I don't know. That's kind of stuff that's cool for me, because here they don't give a shit.
We need to build a vaguely inconsistent temple.
There we go. But here they would just fucking plow it over and it would be gone, right?
I mean, no, they got an IKEA in Shibuya. We know we can get all the material to put it up.
But I'm really glad I did it. I don't know. I don't know if I would go back, but I wouldn't be opposed to it. If somebody else was like, hey, I want to go to Japan and I want to go do these things, and it was something that aligned with things that I didn't get to do. My one biggest regret is I didn't get to go to a baseball game. But that regret is like low on the list, right? Like, again, I had a list of things that I wanted to do, but there was nothing that I was like, my trip will suck if I didn't get to do this, because we got to do so much other stuff. So there you go. I give it 4 out of 5 stars.
All right. Not bad. Your 1 minute was 5, but hey. It worked out.
It'll cut it down to 1 because there were a lot of ums.
Y'all are talking. No, there weren't. You were pretty solid with yours. All right, Jack.
All right, let's see. Look, I went for Celebration. I love Celebration, right? It is one of the best things that we do. You go to Celebration, everybody loves Star Wars. All that hate bullshit that's online, it does not exist at Celebration. Generally, there's a couple assholes here and there, but they're just being assholes, right?
And sometimes you travel with said assholes.
But see, he wasn't going. There's nobody hating on Star Wars, right? There's nobody who's like, oh, Rey sucks, Ahsoka sucks. Everything Disney's put out has been horrible. Everybody's there because they love Star Wars. I just like being in that environment. So that we started off with that, I loved it, right? Sure, we were on our feet 75 hours a day. It hurt. It was expensive, but I super enjoyed that. Japan itself, I honestly would love to go back. My whole family enjoyed it. We loved the vending machines. We loved the toilets, the trains.
The toilets, yeah.
Yeah, the toilets. That's why we installed one last week.
Bro, I saw that photo on Facebook, and I was so jelly. I was so jelly. I was like, oh, lucky bastard.
It has a remote you put on the wall. You can adjust where the nozzle is, so you're right in the sweet spot, bro.
Hell yeah.
Jack is sprinkling that too. Forward, reverse. Yep. Forward, reverse.
Man.
He's getting full coverage.
I have the cleanest taint.
Yeah.
But
I try to poop before showers now, only before showers, just so I can enjoy. You take this nozzle off real quick. Oh, girl, what'd you do with my nozzle? It's our nozzle.
Why is it brown?
Is this corn? Why is there corn in the shower?
Oh Oh, shit.
We did so much though. I mean, we saw Shibuya. We saw like a lot of stuff in Tokyo.
Hello Kitty, Ueno.
Went to Hello Kitty, Ueno. But there's just so much. Just the kind of people we are, the kind of people I'm raising my girls to be, at least the big one. There's just so much museums and culture and stuff that we did not get to see. Like I would have
the
loved to
Poop
have
Museum.
gone Hiroshima, the Poop Museum, so much other stuff. So we are definitely going back. Not even a question. A week doesn't go by where somebody's like, "Oh, can we go back?" Actually, when we came back, my oldest had a sore throat and she wanted to get cough drops before school. So I'm going down the street and I pull into this parking lot. There's a Walgreens, Little Caesars, Dairy Queen, and a 7-Eleven. She's like, I don't think 7-Eleven has cough drops here. This isn't Japan anymore. I'm like, they do, but we're not going to 7-Eleven. We're going to Walgreens.
She's like, "Where's the store with the
It's
green
already
cross?"
trained. Already trained.
We need to go to the place with the green cross because that's the only place
Right.
you can get cough drops.
But no, we will definitely be back. Will it be before we do Europe? I don't know. It's up to Wire. She's really on a Disney Paris kick right now, so that might happen before a Japan trip. But we'll see. I mean, it was a lot of fun. The food was good. The people were good. And I never felt like we were in danger, right? Like sometimes you go to cities or you go traveling, you're like, dude, this is sketchy as fuck. Like we didn't understand the language. But like I didn't feel like people were creepy or anything. Yeah, no, we'll be back sooner rather than later, probably.
Creepiest folks are probably us or the other foreigners.
Oh, for sure. We were the creepiest people there.
Yeah,
yeah,
by far.
Yeah. All right, Lou. We got 13 minutes before we hit the hour and a half.
It'll be short. It was like because it's so easy. I didn't really have anything negative to say. I planned on going to Japan anyway before Celebration even happened. I lived there 3 years when I was a kid. I wanted to go back. I was into anime for a long time. All these things that I knew I wanted to go back and see what things were going to be like. And then the schedule just kind of happened to work out that World's Fair and Celebration were happening, the same year. And World's Fair started a week before Celebration. And then I couldn't make it to London because if you remember, I tried to get to London, but I couldn't get tickets. And it was like, all right, I'll just go to the next one. And it happened to be Japan. Before they announced it in London, the moment they said Japan, I said I'm in.
Yep.
It was the same day. There was no question.
Mhm.
I knew I was going. Then I found out about World's Fair, and it was like, okay, I'm going to try to add this into the mix. And it did take me till last minute to lock it down, like last minute being like a month before. But a month before, I said, you know what? F it. I'm just going to go, which is how I got the night bus and just made it happen. So I knew I was going. Celebration was great. Osaka was great. Everything was great. So I don't need to duplicate what you guys already said. All that was fantastic. But one of the questions you brought up early on when we started this segment was something you missed or wish you didn't do. It was like, there's a lot. Like I was in Osaka for a half day, realistically, and from like 8 in the morning to 6 at night. So there wasn't a whole lot down south, southwest that was done, or upper north. I mean, there's only so much you can do in 10, 11 days, right? Didn't go to Hokkaido and Sapporo and stuff like that. So is there another trip coming? Absolutely. The only question is it before or after, 2028? And the answer is before, because 2028 is the latest I'm going because Celebration is 2027. So that'll be my big trip, spend all my money, and it's way more expensive in LA than it was in Japan. And I know that. So I don't want to do both trips. So then the question is, well, can I go in 26 next year? Lee, if the timing works out where I can go in the fall next year, I will go in the fall next year. That's how much I enjoyed it. I do not want to wait to 2028. I will wait the 3 years, obviously, if I have to. But if I can actually make it next year, I probably will. And this time for me, when I was there, for y'all that don't remember, I was in Okinawa. It's an island south of mainland Japan.
That's where Karate Kid's from.
Where Mr. Miyagi's from.
And there's a new Karate Kid movie coming out, so.
And it'd probably be probably the sequel might even be out by then. So it could be really on point. But I would start there. I would start in Okinawa since that's where I lived the first time. I was gonna try to get there this trip, but I would have basically lost either Ueno or Shibuya. I would have lost one of those days to do it, or I would have lost a Disney day to do it, and I didn't want to do that. So I was like, you know what? I'll come back again. No big deal. So it'll be Okinawa, 2 days there to be a tourist. Then I'll hang down south and hit the Osakas and Kyotos and Hiroshimas and all that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm basically down there. The what is it? The deer, the Nara Park.
Yep, Nara.
So all that stuff it'll be straight tourists because it really was a lot of focus with for me. Celebration is what made things happen. Then Tokyo, Disney, and there was only really like 3 days to be a tourist. This trip is basically next trip is basically all be a tourist. That's all I want to do. And then what I'll probably end up doing is do all the Southwest stuff, end up in Tokyo, and end up with 2 more days in Tokyo, and then leave from there. And then the next trip, because there's going to be a third trip, is going to be upper northeast, and that'll be Hokkaido and stuff like that. And again, it'll be the cultural stuff. Stay at the hotels that are like the houses with the sliding doors and take your shoes off. I'm probably going to do all that cultural stuff. When I'm in Kyoto, the Ninja Museum and all the ninja history, the next visit will absolutely be more of a cultural visit than it will be anything else. So absolutely love
back in kimonos and shit.
And the other half of DisneySea.
Shit.
The next 2 trips will be 1/3 DisneySea, and then the last one will finally be the whole. You'll wrap you'll close that circle.
Dude, you're not even kidding. That's what will have to happen for just to get it all in. But yeah, absolute best. The obviously the prices of everything. Going to the convenience stores, the convenies every day, basically. I'm almost certain if I didn't go every day, I averaged going every day. Because a couple days I went twice.
Yeah.
So it was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. And I can honestly say we've been back 4 weeks and a day, and I'm still there. My head is still there. I told a joke to these 2 guys last week, and it was, if I decide to switch jobs, I'm gonna wait until I have enough money, and it won't cost that much, like three extra $1,000. I can do it right now if I wanted to. $3 extra $1,000, and I'm gonna take 4 weeks off and go to Japan for 4 weeks and then come back. That's how much I enjoyed it. So, yeah, there you go. I only used the
we still got 7 minutes.
4.5 of those days. Yeah,
7.5 minutes. Good job, Lou. I didn't even talk about Celebration,
dude. Well, wait, hold on, Duke. Seriously though, you didn't like it enough that it's automatically on your list to go back. You're like, you have to go with some,
I kind of feel the same way. I kind of feel.
I can go by myself. I can be fine by myself. That's how much I like.
No, and again, if we have the conversation and we all go, okay, like this is what we all want to do. Yeah, I'm totally down. But I'm probably not going to be the one to initiate that. When I was doing my layover in Honolulu, I kind of felt the same way as when I was coming back from Belize. Belize was great. Like Belize was super cool. Like I would totally love to go hang out there again and do all the stuff. But when I was in Honolulu, I was like, fuck, I could have just come to Hawaii and like I would already be here. Like I would have 2 days either way. Like, so to me, I guess I wasn't blown away enough to like be like, yes, I have to come back here. There's definitely other places that I think I would want to visit before going back to Japan, like Europe and that type of thing. Like there's other places where if like Jack were to go, hey, we're going to go and do Italy and Poland, and we're going to take the Euro we're going to get Euro passes, and we're just going to travel through as many countries as we can make it in 2 weeks. Cool. Totally down. Let's fucking do it, But I probably wouldn't initiate a trip back to Japan myself. So
let me ask you this: do you think? Go ahead, Jack.
Quantity over, not quality. That makes it sound bad. But you want to see everything before repeating.
I mean, if I had to choose between going to Europe and going to Japan, I probably would choose going to Europe first. Just for the different experiences, right? Like I've already experienced Japan. So if I go back, like we would have to do something like Lou was saying, if Lou was like, hey, I'm gonna schedule a cultural shit, and this we're doing fucking 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks of just cultural stuff. We're hitting all the temples. We're going to the ninja place where ninjas were born. We're going to this. We're doing that. We're going to the original temple. You know, we're going to the emperor's blah blah blah. You know, all of that kind of stuff. We're gonna spend 2 days just going through museums. Lou will make it through 2 museums. We'll make it through 10 museums. But
depends on if I had if I don't know. Jack's oldest, she's reading everything
that's
too.
true.
So.
Okay, so you
The two of
again,
them will be together. The rest of us will
again
keep
the buddy
going.
system.
Yeah.
Again, the buddy system. You guys will just stay and read everything, and
We'll catch up with you in the next city.
you know, I would be totally down with that because that would be different than what this trip was, which was very touristy, very big cities, very like so. You know, and I went into Japan not knowing what I wanted to do. Like I didn't know what I didn't know, right? So I was trying to keep myself very flexible on what we did, and I was glad that I did that because it allowed us to go and do things and have experiences that I think if we would have been like at a tour group, we wouldn't have been able to do, right? Because either the time would have been too short or we would have made a left instead of a right, that type of thing. There were some bars and some restaurants and stuff like that that we found while on traveling that we would have never found in a million years if we would have had an itinerary, right? Because again, some of these places you're just wandering around and you turn a corner and you see a sign and you go, that sign looks cool. Let's go check this place out, right? You can't get that when you have like an itinerary of we're doing this and this and we have to be here at this time and we're eating lunch at this time or we're eating dinner at this time. So
I mean, let's be real. That's not our style anyway.
Right.
We come up with something like that, a basic idea, and then we might do the first one or two, and then we kind of just let whatever the day happen.
And so that's why, I mean, again, this is the biggest trip that the three of us have done kind of together, right? Like,
by far.
And so, you know, the fact that we were able to make it work and the fact that we were all able to do everything that we wanted to do, and for the most part, we got to do it together. You know, I had my other group of friends that were along as well, and I'm glad that I got to experience all the stuff that I did with them. You know, to me, it was like that checked all my boxes, right? Like, there's stuff that I want to do in Japan, but I'm glad that I got, like, if I don't end up going back to Japan, I would be satisfied with what I did. I guess that's probably the best way to put it, right?
All right?
The fact that I got to experience celebration, international celebration with you guys, box checked, right? If we never do that again, if we never go to Germany or London or wherever the fuck they have it again, cool. We got to do that once, and that to me means a lot. You know, the fact that we got to spend, you know, that Lou and I figured out that we could share a hotel room for almost a week together and not kill each other. Boom, check.
Yeah.
You know, like,
dude, you know what's funny? There was actually zero issue with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not one thing came up. Not one thing came up. Like,
that's because you guys were drinking every night.
That's fair. That's fair. We did.
You
know what? We found the
and now we know how to do it.
The reality is that we
got wheels. So you know what?
The reality is we found a common ground after all these years. Lou and I finally found a common ground, which were lime sours.
Sours, whatever beer of the night
chicken
was.
Nuggets.
Chicken nuggets. Chicken nuggets and beer solves everything.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we know.
Exactly. I'm gonna print Lou and I shirts that say that chicken nuggets and lime sours solve everything.
The question I was going to ask before Jack asked his was, I wondering, do you think your experience? I don't. You already kind of answered the question, but it was different because you were there a little bit before, a week before us, and got to do some of the other touristy stuffs already. Like me, I wanted to go to more. Is it the whole what did you not do? It's like, well, I did a bunch of stuff, but I want to do more izakayas.
Yeah.
That would have been on my list to do more of. But I'm not worried. Like that wasn't like oh darn, because I know I'm going back, so I don't care. It's like, okay, I didn't do. Okay, I didn't do this. Don't care. I don't have that. Oh man, I wish I would have, because I know I'm going back. And then to Jack's point, with the or both of you guys, I guess, go to Europe or wherever before Japan, because we've already done Japan. I don't have that in my head at all. First of all, Europe as a whole is really not huge on my list. England, UK is huge on my list. I'm a soccer fan, and I want to go. Like if I went to Europe, like a 2-week
football.
Yeah, but I don't know what our fans are, so I have to make sure. If I say football, they're gonna be like, they don't play football in Europe. You know what I mean? So it's like I got to be careful.
Half our viewers are from Las Vegas, so you know.
Yeah, so we would make sure we keep it real. But I would want to like get there in time to go to a weekend group of soccer matches and then do whatever, even if it's bounce around Europe, bounce around the UK, and then before I fly out, come back for another soccer match. So I want to catch two because that would be huge for me. But other than that, but even then, I'd rather UK. I don't. Well, obviously, being half Spanish, that would be on my list. I would try to go like where my family's from the 1400s and stuff in Spain or near the border of Portugal. I try to keep that on the list, but I don't give a rat's ass about France, Italy. They're racist in Italy anyway. They're assholes in France. So there's like these things where like I don't care about that.
You've been to. You got to knock off all the castles, though. You got to go to Disneyland Paris.
Yep.
I mean, see, here's the thing.
Lou
what I
flies
would
in
do
the day before. Lou flies out the day after.
it would be. I'm not gonna get. I don't know what the public like how long it takes for public trans there, but I would be in the UK, England, something like that, Spain, whatever. And then I would go to I would meet you at Disney, and then I would get the hell out of there and go back to what I was doing afterwards. I'm not even kidding. That is what I would do.
They have
Greece
cheese
is
in
on
France,
my list.
though. There's cheese.
They can have it, and all their hairy underpit women and their stinky everything with using freaking cologne instead of actually taking a damn bath. They can have all that.
Wow, we've just now ostracized half of Europe. Thanks, Lou.
Wait, didn't he just say that the Italians are racist, and then this motherfucker?
Yep. But
no. Lou is prejudiced. Lou is prejudiced, not racist.
Lou is very prejudiced. He's not racist. He's prejudiced. Learn the difference. But you think you're going to be welcome in most of those European countries as an American? No. So it's like I have no interest in being a part of that.
Question.
Especially as a black dude, you guys would be better. A black dude in Italy, not your friend. I want to go to Greece. I'm not going to be their friend. That's just how it is there. I get it. It is what it is. But I still will go to Greece. I will check out the architecture. I will leave. I want to go to Italy to check out the architecture. Then I want to leave. You know what I mean? I can't be hanging out there, though. It's just I don't have the interest because I know how they are based off of what other people have told me. Who've actually
real quick, Lou, is your interest purely in Japan or is it in Far East? Would you do Hong Kong? Would you do Shanghai? Would you go to Vietnam or Thailand or any of those? No, or is it just purely Japan? Okay.
Yeah, I have no interest. China for multiple reasons, but architecture. I would want to go to Shanghai to see it. You know, it's
There's
like, oh my God,
Disneyland
it's so pretty and everything. Yeah, see, there you go. I would be fine with that. It wouldn't be top of my choice. But like down south, we start going to Thailand, Philippines. I want no part of that at all.
You don't want the lady boys?
No. But here's my problem. My experience on the Air Force bases where a lot of these military dudes that is so appropriate. It really is. But no, on the military, when I was working the grocery store, bagging groceries, and it was just all the Filipino wives and the Thailand wives, and they were all so rude and just terrible people. Again, I don't know that all of them are going to be like that, but that's been my experience.
Maybe they've gotten better, like the dentist, Lou.
Maybe. I learned after 30 years the dentist is fantastic. I mean, I didn't really. That was great. Matter of fact, I'm gonna make regular appointments just because I can.
Didn't we?
It's like, we just saw you. That's okay. I'm gonna come back again. Hi.
Shit.
Real quick, I thought
I got a water pick for that. That's fantastic. I got a water pick. Oh, I'm loving that thing.
It's like a bidet for your teeth.
I thought we had determined too.
I should try it on my butt. Oh, go ahead.
One goes in your butt and one goes in your mouth, Lou. Nope.
I got it. It came with 6 tips. It came with 6 tips. I can just mix them around.
I thought we had determined too in text chat that they'll only love you halftime because of the tariffs.
Probably. Or they'll charge you extra.
Maybe. Yeah, either way. I mean,
they love you one half time.
No, sorry, they love you short time, not long time.
That's in China for sure. Those assholes, whatever.
But yeah, so I mean, I think
to answer your question, really Japan, and then Europe. Like I said, for me, it's going to be Japan before I go to any place else. I'm going to go back and quote unquote finish what I didn't finish, and then I'll throw in some other. And like I'm almost for certain that when I do Europe/UK, it's going to start. It'll be a cruise with port stops around the UK, and then it'll be a hop around Europe type.
How about real quick, since we're talking about world travel and stuff, any interest for either of you guys for South America at all?
No, not for me. Too much crime, too much
AIDS.
Yeah, I was going to say between crime
I-
and disease.
How much are you fucking, Jack? That you got to worry about AIDS? And
It's
what are you fucking?
everywhere. It's everywhere. It's
Jack's
in
In
the
the
air.
air down
Jack's like,
there,
I'm
man.
banging a monkey in every single South American country.
Don't they have the green
It'll-
monkeys down there that started all this?
Like
I'm gonna get it from the source.
Brazil. It's a horrible. No, you probably won't ever catch me in like the Middle East or South America. Australia would be on my list. I still haven't done Mexico properly. Haven't been to Canada ever. So there's some like Canada might get knocked off on like some basic crap, like an Alaska cruise with a port in Vancouver. Okay, yeah, I've done Canada. You know, it'll be something like that. Or I'll just wait till they're a state and then go there.
Or we're a province. Maybe we'll be the 11th province. We'll see who wins the
That'll
war.
work too. I don't care either way. Get that free healthcare.
Yep.
But yeah, I would say I don't know if there's a I don't know if obscure is the right place, but if there's some not usually visited that in my head I think it's not usually visited I'd want to go to, it'd be Iceland.
My only interest in South America would be just the history, like the culture, like we were talking about with Japan, like going to those places.
Like some
The-
Aztec
What's the
shit.
first one that stands out? What's the first one that stands out?
Like the Inca temples, like that.
Okay,
You know,
all right.
like going and doing that, the historical type stuff. You know.
I got to agree that wouldn't be terrible. It really wouldn't. It just I would have to avoid the major cities
Yeah.
in South America because I've heard nothing but bad things.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah, that's
Or
probably
we
one
just
that I.
go on the jungle cruise and
Yeah, that's
same
fair.
thing. Same difference.
See the backside of water,
Yeah, same
Exactly.
difference.
the water backside.
I'll just put the English to Brazilian translation on. I'll pretend I'm hearing it in Portuguese.
But yeah. Well, there you go. I think we all really
All right.
enjoyed Japan. Again,
We
mine
did.
was more about
I-
the experience. Glad I got to spend it with you guys. That was super cool. You know, glad
Yeah,
it
I will
all-
admit you're right. I didn't think we'd all ever do something like that.
No, God no.
It would never cross my
No.
mind.
When we
and
first
you're right.
became friends,
That
I never
was
thought like, yep,
badass.
I'm gonna go to foreign travel with these fuckers.
Well,
It-
and it's
yeah.
just, I mean, the logistics of it just is so challenging. So for it to have worked out and for us, while we didn't get to spend the whole time together, like we got to spend a significant portion of each of our trips together, I feel like, you know, it really worked out. Like, so I'm
Yeah,
happy that we did it. I'm glad that we got to do that together. So
Agreed. And yeah, so we'll wrap this up. We'll
Yeah.
be back to our normal antics next week.
yeah, we got a lot of
whole
media
bunch
to cover. All the
We got
fucking media.
Andor and Thunderbolts and
Andor,
Sinners.
Thunderbolts,
Sinners,
Last of Us.
Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible.
Not Last of Us. You're on your own.
Oh
With Last
yeah,
of
I
Us.
guess so. All right.
I still haven't started.
Yeah, I mean, wait, season 1 or 2?
Oh, I watched the first season. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was on Graves then. That was easy, but
Okay.
The last season,
Yeah.
just the season finale, was yesterday or tonight.
oh, was it?
So,
Okay.
yeah,
Tonight.
it's tonight. So you can binge it.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if you want to. I know how the second game went, and I have no interest in watching the second season. But
But it's
They
Pedro. He's so handsome.
they have
do you
The stuff
wait?
that
Do you
I-
know the story?
but the story that I've
Wait, Jack don't know the
oh,
story?
Jack don't
Okay,
know.
never mind.
But-
Because he's like Pedro's so handsome. I'm like,
Yeah. He's not handsome for the whole season because
But they have
yeah.
Lou for my 2 cents. They and the stuff that I've read online and the videos I watched. I never played the games. I wasn't about to drop $60 on a shitty PC port 5 years after the game came out. But the stuff they handle the stuff those types of things way better than I think the game does. The stuff that
Get the hell out of here. Mm-mm.
This-
I saw a clip. I'm gonna be a daddy. No,
that's one line out of 9 episodes or 8 episodes. So
that's all I'll take.
and
My hate is strong.
oh
You don't
my
know.
gosh, yep, we're back to the haters ball.
Yeah,
Vaguely
full
hate.
circle.
Vaguely
Full
hate.
circle. No, but
Lose-
seriously, I'll probably watch it. but-
Lou's picture just got replaced by Ice-T going hate.
Yeah. Yeah. That coat reminds me of Afghanistan. Bombed out and depleted.
watch those clips later.
Yeah, the shorts from this one are gonna be
Oh my god.
all right. Get out of here.
Oh,
Yeah.
first full circle hate. All right, y'all. Like you said, we're back to regularly scheduled programming with some pop culture, TV shows, movies. Hey, is it almost? Oh yeah. Well, Hayton's never going away.
Fine.
Do we need another movie trailer
Maybe
thing, or is
maybe
that
2 weeks. We'll talk about
In
summer
a
movies.
couple weeks,
like
probably. Yeah.
But
yeah,
but I
get
got
to into June.
I got
into June.
EDC to talk about, and we got a ton of media
Yep.
stuff next week. So
Mhm.
tune in. It'll be a blast.
We'll be here.
You know what? I was gonna say,
Well-
y'all, do tune in because we don't even know the EDC story
Yeah.
yet.
Right?
So-
we haven't even
so-
heard about it.
We haven't heard it yet, so it's gonna
But
be a good one.
Jack just needs to make sure to log his wife out of fucking Facebook Marketplace an hour before
Dude, for
the
real, though.
podcast next week, though.
I'm about to put it on the shared calendar just so she don't be forgetting. And with like
that's actually
reminders
not a bad
every
idea.
5 minutes. Every 5 minutes, all day Sunday. Jack podcast. Jack podcast.
No, then she turn it off. No, then she
No,
forget.
I that bitch right back in.
Oh man.
All right, boys, you have yourselves a good week. Thanks for
This is
listening.
He soundproofed the casita just so he wouldn't get in trouble.
Right? He's not lying.